Hi, welcome to the Sound Laboratory. Gives me great pleasure that you're here with me. I'm going to show you about a lot of beautiful instruments that make really incredible vibrations. But first of all, I'm going to do a little hand sanitizer just to feel refreshed and feel that my hands are nice so that when I do touch the instruments, everything is nice. Little foam, and it smells so good. Yes. Do you have sanitizer that smells good? Make sure you use it all the time because it's important that you keep your hands very clean. Right now I just want to put also a little fragrance in the air. Smells so good. And before we get started, I'd like you to really get in a relaxed mode. It's going to be a beautiful experience, and I hope you enjoy it and share it with your friends. My name is Noble Q, and right now I'd like you to relax. Pour yourself a nice glass of H2O liquid water. It's so important for us. Nothing like water. Grab yourself a cup. I'm going to start off with a really beautiful instrument that comes from India, and it's called a singing bowl, and it has such a vibrant, beautiful sound to it. And this is what it sounds like. You hit it with a striker. The next instrument I'm going to bring out is an instrument that comes from the island of Cuba, and it's called a guido. Can you say guido? It's a really cool word, guido. It also has a striker, and it serves two purposes, as a almost like a waving sound, and then it has the striker, which is basically prongs of metal, and you rub it against it. It's really interesting when you combine all these different instruments together, how they create a certain emotion, and that's what music is about, emotion. The next instrument I'm going to bring is also of a Cuban descent, and this instrument is called clave, and it also is a striking instrument, a percussion instrument, and it sounds like this. Very crisp. That is the clave. Before I get to my next instrument, I like to light a candle so that we can get that nice aura of a luminous, vibrating fire. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna light it right now. You hear that crackling sound? That's how man lived for many years, by the fire. He warmed himself with it, he ate with it, he did a lot of things by it at night, and it also kept animals away. The next instrument I am going to bring, it is an American instrument, and it is called the Native American flute, and it has a very unique sound. This one happens to be an A scale flute. What makes it so special is it is made out of cedar wood, and it looks heavy, but it's very light. And the Indians would sit around the fire as well and play music for two reasons: to share a good harmony between them, and also to communicate with others from a distance. And I hope you enjoy this sound, the American Native Flute. Doesn't that sound so warm, very soothing? Instruments can do that. They can relax you, especially at a time of such stress in our life. So pick up an instrument and make some beautiful sounds. The next instrument I'm going to introduce to you is a tambourine. This is a small one, but tambourines have been around for many, many years. Tambourines actually came from a very beautiful country as well, from Turkey. And the people from Turkey would gather around and do dances with it, along with the drums, which I will show you later. But it's another beautiful instrument when combined with other different sounds. In just a little bit, I want to show you another instrument. Welcome back. This one goes way back to Ireland, where the farmers would use it to keep track of their sheep, and it's called a cowbell. And it's grown in sizes, and the bigger it is, the richer, the deeper the sound. The smaller it is, the more higher pitch sound. This is a big cowbell. It also uses a striker, and it's played with many different angles and positions: low, high, side, combined. Cowbell, also used in salsa, merengue, and different styles of Latin music. I have another instrument that's also used very frequently in Latin music. Interesting. These are called maracas, and they have like little rocks inside, and they make that sound, and people play like this. A lot of different people make them. Some make them with actual cowhide. This one's made with plastic. The original ones from Cuba were made with wood shells. And even before those, they would actually fill up cans and use cans as maracas. But now, modern times have given these maracas. I'm going to show you now a string instrument, which is really beautiful, and it's got a beautiful name. Let me get it. This is called a ukulele, very used in Hawaii. And it's a small version of a guitar, with the exception, that it has only 4 strings, but it is also tuned to create the sound that you want it on key. And this is what a ukulele sounds like. It's a little off key, but it still has a very nice vibrating sound. There's so many instruments from so many parts of the world. We're going to go on to showing you now some more modern instruments, electronic instruments. I hope you enjoy them. Are you ready for some more wonderful instruments? In just a little bit, we're going to get to the electronics. But first, I want to show you percussion instruments. The congas in particularly. If you'd be so kind and join me. It has a very unique sound. The conga itself is an African instrument that was used primarily to communicate at long distance by different drum planes to warn if animals were coming, to let people know that there was a gathering, and it became a very, very successful instrument throughout the world. I think you'll enjoy the sound of it. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you comfortable? Well, listen. That's how they would communicate. Somebody would say, "Hey, are you coming?" And the other guy would go, "Yeah, we're on our way." I hope you enjoy that because I love it. Instruments are so beautiful. Then we have the smaller version. These are called bongos. Bongos is another great instrument that was used also for celebrating life as well. They have a much brighter sound. Are you ready to listen? Listen to this sound. And it would go like this. And they would combine the two instruments to create great feeling and great emotion. The next instrument I'm going to introduce to you, it's a beautiful instrument and it always reminds me of the wind. They're called chimes, and I have them right over here if you like to see and listen. Chimes sound so heavenly, so refreshing, so magical and mystical. I have now a very special instrument. One of my personal favorites is my drums. These are electronic drums. These are a variation of acoustic drums. The difference is acoustic drums is played on a head that is made normally out of cowhide or some type of very thin material to create a nice vibration. This is what my drums sound like. Are you ready? This drum set has 25 different kits. That means that I could change the little buttons and I can get different sounds out of all the different heads. I can also maneuver the volume to go up or I can bring it down. What do you like? Do you like loud or do you like soft? This is what they sound like. The hi-hat. The crash. The ride. The snare drum. The tom. The larger tom. Doesn't that sound good? Then you have the bass drum. On the foot, the bass drum. Can you see the bass drum? Then you have the lower tom. Then all together. Doesn't that sound great? It feels so good. One of the things I really enjoy about playing drums is that when I play them, my mind forgets about everything else because I'm focused on my rhythm. And as you know, the vibration goes with the heart rate. So the more excited I get about playing them, my heart rate goes up and I'm actually exercising my heart and my muscles as well. My left foot on the hi-hat, my right foot on the kick drum. Let me let you listen to some of the sounds that we have. These are some of the different drum kits. It's got 25 different kits, but I just wanted to let you listen to a few of them. Now, if you'd be so kind to let me share with you one of my other favorite instruments. This is an oscillator. It's not a keyboard, it's an oscillator. It's an effects machine that creates beautiful vibes with changing the pitches of a key and also the frequency. Let me put this down if you'd be so kind. And thank you for your patience. I'm going to turn my seat around. It's a very comfortable seat with very soft fabric. That's very nice. And one of the nice things in my sound laboratory is that I have, as you can see, I'm going to aim at, if you'd be so kind, my own air conditioning. I also have my wood floor, which also helps insulate the sound. All the walls are soundproof so that the sound remains in this room. I just put up these beautiful LED lightings thanks to my two little girls, Natalie and Sophia. And they're always teaching me new things, and I'm so proud of them. Getting back to the sounds of the instruments. This is the oscillator. It has a lot of buttons, and each button creates different waveforms. These are called the white keys, which are basically the ivory, and these are your black keys, which are the semitones. Let me let you listen to what the oscillator sounds like. Oscillator is so incredible to create nice effects. Now I'm going to show you another instrument which I also just love. This is called a hand drum. Now this is an electronic hand drum, and it has over 800 different sounds, and it's so beautiful. Let me let you listen to that. These are called pads, and they're touch sensitive, so the harder I hit it, the louder it is. It also has sound effects, which are very cool. But listen to these sounds. This one in particularly is called Asian Wind Melody. Let me let you listen to other beautiful sounds that are triggered by this. This one's called pot drum. A roll. Look how cool this is. This is without touching anything. It's just a beam that goes up, and when you interrupt the beam, it makes a sound. Get closer. Deep forest. This is lightning. now I'm going to show you my keyboard. The keyboard has over 400 different sounds, and you can combine sounds to create your own sounds. I'm just going to play a few. I hope you're enjoying this. And of course, it has a beautiful piano sound as well. And that was the piano, better known as a keyboard. I hope you've enjoyed this. In a little while, I'm going to come back and I'm going to create a whole song just for a little bit with using all the different instruments. Over here, I have what's called a looping station, which is beautiful because it has 5 different tracks that I could record on. And each track, I could layer different sounds. So therefore, creating even more tracks for just one piece of equipment. Over here, if you can get a little closer and be so kind, I have what's called the mixing board. The mixing board are what's connected to all the instruments with those chords. Each one of those chords represents one of the instruments, so that way we can get sound. Over here, we have what's called the interfacer. The interfacer allows everything to work together as well. And of course, you have to have the speakers in order to put out the sound waves. And as you see, I try to keep everything very beautiful, very nice, with lighting and a good vibration. Don't forget, subscribe to Noble Q, so that way you can see all the different things that I do and share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Namaste to you. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay well. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.